Okay, hopefully people can still hear me. And we're going. And okay, well, in that case, we will start in just a couple minutes. Okay, it is 2:30, so we will be starting this hearing momentarily. I'll go ahead and start with the general information. Good afternoon, my name is David Steinberg, hearing officer for San Francisco Public Works. Logan Hain is the clerk of this hearing. This hearing is being recorded via Microsoft Teams and will be available afterwards through a link on the San Francisco Public Works website at sfpublicworks.org. As this is a virtual hearing, there's no sign-in sheet, so if you would like to receive information about the results of this hearing, please send an email to the email address that was on the hearing announcement, which is Buff. And there was a clerical error on some of the items. We're going to actually continue this hearing until June 1st at 4 p.m. However, if there is anyone who is on the line now and would like to speak at this point, we will consider that information as part of that June 1st hearing. And just as a general note, my job as a hearing officer is to gather the facts of the hearing item, listen to your testimonies, and help our Director of Public Works make determinations. I will not be making any decisions today. Instead, I will forward the findings from this hearing and the June 1st hearing and make recommendations to the director. The director will make the final decisions. When the director's determinations are made, the department will notify you of them if you have provided contact information. So the items on today's agenda, which as I said, are all going to be continued until June 1st, are order number 203078 to consider removal with replacement of one street tree adjacent to 237 Leavenworth Street. Order number 203079 to consider removal with replacement of one street tree adjacent to 169 Cervantes Boulevard. Order 203080 to consider removal with replacement of one street tree adjacent to 119 Hancock Street. Order number 203081 to consider removal with replacement of 7 street trees adjacent to 1100 Connecticut Street. Order number 203082 to consider removal and replacement of 8 street trees adjacent to the following properties and the removal of one significant tree on private property at 9 Joy Street, 5 Joy Street, 9 Joy Street, and 15 Joy Street. Order number 203083 to consider removal with replacement of one street tree adjacent to 403 28th Street. Order 203084 to consider removal of 2 street trees without replacement adjacent to 1445 Osceola Lane. Removal of one street tree without replacement adjacent to 2 George Court. Removal of one street tree without replacement adjacent to 1194 LaSalle Avenue. Removal of one street tree with replacement adjacent to 218 Cashmere Street. Removal of 2 street trees without replacement adjacent to 2 Duke's Court, and the removal of one street tree with replacement adjacent to 1535 Newcomb Avenue. Finally, the last item is 203085 to consider removal of replacement of one street tree adjacent to 200 Clarendon Avenue. As I said, we are not going to be, the department is not going to be presenting, and the appellants are not going to be speaking today because we are continuing that to June 1st. However, at this time, I will put the this call into Q&A mode. If there's anyone who would like to speak, follow the instructions, and we'll call on you. You'll get a notification that you are on board. So if there's anyone who would like to speak about any of the orders here, rather than waiting until June 1st.
Your conference is now in question and answer mode. To summon each question, press 1, then 0.
Okay.
You have 2 questions remaining.
Okay.
Yes.
You have 1 question remaining.
Hello, my name is Joe Butler. I'm calling in today to find out about this new hearing process. It seems to me from looking at the agenda that there is not enough information available to the public with a simple statement about how many trees are going to be removed. And I'm wondering if there are any case reports. I'd like to know, in particular with item 6 on Joy Street, the species of the trees involved and their size.
Okay. I will tell you, in general, in a normal hearing, what would happen would be that the department would make a presentation. They would present their findings, list the information, and then people are able to respond. The notices that go up both on the public website as well as on the areas adjacent to the trees that are removed do contain more information, and there's links to how to get in contact with the Bureau of Urban Forestry to get as much additional information as you want. At this time, I can have Chris Buck, who's with Buff, explain the process a little bit if he wants to speak. That might be for.
Yeah, just one more point.
Sure.
If you include the link with the order number on the agenda, then it makes it easier to reference the material. As it is, I am not close enough to Joy Street to go there under shelter in place.
Mhm.
So I'm effectively locked out of the hearing because I can't see the orange notice on a tree or a pole if it's there.
Mhm. Okay. Again, if Chris could speak to that, because there is various outreach that does happen so that people can get more information before the hearing is held.
Sure. Yes. This is Chris Buck with Public Works, Bureau of Urban Forestry. Hey, Joe Butler. Good to meet you virtually here. It's been a while. But yeah, regarding
Indeed.
regarding more information, for sure, when we have this item to be rescheduled for June 1st, we'll be doing a full detailed staff presentation. But that's the first item. The second item is one I'm thinking through right now. What you're saying is on the website, when we post the notice for the hearing, to have there be a link that provide additional information to review. And so I'm just jotting that down, and we'll follow up on that if that's something that we can do. We do now post trees that are actively posting on our website, but so far we haven't been posting the hearing information, like the actual presentations prior to hearings. We haven't been doing that before. So that's something I'm just making a note of that.
Well, as a for example, Chris, it would be nice to have a map of the public right-of-way with an indication of where each of the 8 trees are, and the map of the site to show where the significant tree is, so that you could walk it in advance if you live nearby and see which tree is which, and be able to say with confidence that you are either opposed or not opposed to the removal of tree number 4. I know that the Joy Street lots are vacant, and so while you gave address information for the vacant lots, there's no building there or any address information on the public right-of-way to indicate which is 5, which is 9, which is 15, for example.
And I will say that with all the hearing notices and the notification both on the website and elsewhere, there is a contact information for Buff, so that if someone has specific questions about anything, they can always contact Buff before the hearing, and they're pretty responsive in getting information out to people. So that's why we put that.
Okay, and one last question: that the Buff website is.
So it's it's Public Works, sfpublicworks.org. And then that's the main website. So the best way for folks to find our section on the website is to go under services and then street trees. So getting to the main Public Works website and then services and street trees. But noted about Joy Street, about the 5, 9, 15, those individual notices could spell out the different parcels. So that's noted for the follow-up hearing on June 1st.
Mm-hmm. And again,
but if
there is a contact email on the posted agenda, which is a direct link from the main sfpublicworks.org website. So if you ever have any questions about any of the things that are going in for one of the hearings, you can contact the email that is on the hearing notice.
Okay, and I sent an email to that email address on the hearing notice, and hopefully sometime later today or tomorrow or sometime this week, I might get a reply.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Let me go. There may have been someone else who was trying to speak, and I think we may have inadvertently cut past you. This is the first time we're doing a virtual hearing, so it's a little bit of a learning process. I apologize. If there is someone else who would like to speak, please re-enter, dial 1 and then 0, and you'll be in queue, and we can recognize you.
You have 1 question remaining.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Paul Colfer, and I'm actually calling about the trees at 1100 Connecticut Street.
Okay.
I've lived in the neighborhood since 1984, and I take daily walks that always bring me by those trees, and I'm a lover of trees. So I'm just offering a comment that if anything can be done to preserve and keep those trees, I would certainly be in favor of that. I know there will be construction happening on that lot, but I'm hoping that the construction can be designed in a way to preserve the trees if at all possible.
Okay, thank you. And if you, I don't know when you logged in, but if you've heard me, we are continuing all these cases through June 1st. So we'll consider your comments, but then it'll come back June 1st with a full presentation by the Bureau of Urban Forestry staff, at which point you or other people can submit additional comments. Okay?
Okay, that sounds good. What time on June 1st?
June 1st at 4 p.m. And that notice will be posted. Yeah, that notice will be posted at sfpublicworks.org relatively soon.
Okay, and would it be the same call-in number, or would that differ?
The call-in number will be the same. The link, if you want to view the presentation, it will be a different. There'll be a different URL, but it'll be on the hearing notice.
Okay, and there will be postings actually adjacent to the trees again, because that's actually where I saw it.
Yes, yeah, we're required to post certain notices in the vicinity of the trees, as well as in some cases notify certain residents, depending on the.
Okay, well that sounds great, but just in case I can't participate on June 1, if you would just hang on to my request to save the trees if at all possible, that would be wonderful.
Sure, we'll do. And as I said, you can, because we normally have a sign-in sheet, but if you want to send an email to the Urban Forestry email address that was on the postings or on the agenda notice, they will inform you of any of the decisions that ultimately are made on that item.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you. And if there's anyone else who wants to speak, again, dial 1 and then 0. I don't believe there is anyone in the queue. So if that's the case, I believe we can, just confirming that we do not have anyone else. Okay. So there being no other callers who were requesting to speak, then I will see. We have, so we've had all those. Since there are no more public comments posting, I'm closing this hearing. Again, all these items will be continued to June 1st. Information will be posted at sfpublicworks.org. This hearing is now closed. Thank you.